OTC is probably my favorite industry show. I've been coming here for 19 years now. This is my 19th year. Next year is the Big 20. OTC is very exciting. It's the largest. It draws in more people even than Rio Oil and Gas in Rio de Janeiro. There's a wide breadth of topics covered. We have representation from, dozens and dozens of countries. There are a lot of topics covered. Every angle of the industry is here. The 12 sponsoring organizations, everybody has submitted sessions, and you can get everything from G&G, geology and geophysics, into subsea engineering. You can get plating, you can get corrosion specialists here, all the project specialists from the operators. It's a very dynamic environment. There's a lot of enhanced recovery work going on, and OTC showcases a lot of systems to make things more efficient. There's a big trend toward recovering more of your reservoir and by reprocessing and other things, pulling water out in advance. There's any number of technologies on display here. Subsea equipment is really one of the main trends that you'll see here. 10 years ago even, most of the emphasis seemed to be on floating systems, and a lot more of the equipment has moved to the seabed. And there's phenomenal gains. The technology has improved remarkably. I'm very impressed. We're going to much higher temperatures and pressures, high pressure equipment. But to put things down at the seabed is a trend, and you'll see it in all of the exhibits, and there are many sessions, technical sessions. This year there's quite a bit of emphasis on NOCs, National Oil Corporations, and they're a larger presence than ever. They're doing a lot of presentations, luncheons, breakfasts as well. Pemex in particular has a very large pavilion, and they have a full slate of talks within their booth. Well, I hesitate even to call it a booth, it's so large. But that's been really fascinating. Petronas from Malaysia, they're here. Certainly Petrobras has always been a presence. There's quite a bit going on in Brazil, but Mexico in particular is interesting because of the change in regime. A new president, and we believe new laws coming into effect later this summer, August or September, opening it up once again to multinationals. Particularly deep water. This is the scuttlebutt anyway down at the PCOM conference a few weeks ago, that deep water looks like a likely area for outside help. Hopefully this will involve production sharing, because that's really what will attract IOCs. So Mexico is an area ripe. A lot of discussion anyway about Israel and Cyprus, the offshore areas. And Israel ran a press conference yesterday, very interesting. They have a booth along the OTC Parkway, where you can certainly interface very easily with their representatives. Cyprus has recently had a licensing round. There's a good bit going on there. Mozambique is quite hot, and we're all watching East Africa at this point. Representation in breakfast. There were 2 Mozambique breakfasts at OTC this year. There are lunch sessions and others. Another facet which I find fascinating is the presence of women leaders from Latin America. I think Latin America has got to lead the industry, actually, in heads of state, female heads of state, as well as the head of Petrobras. Very impressive. She spoke yesterday afternoon at a function at 4 o'clock. So very exciting times.